Okay, so if you're a brand new instructor and you've never used MyOpenMath before, you'll on the myopenmath.com homepage, you'll come down here and you will request an instructor account. And you will say that you are at a college or university located in the US, in Colorado, and we are in 80204. And Community College of Denver, you'll hit continue. And then the easiest method is to have myself or Sun, the other course captain, send an email. So you could put my name or his name in here. And then just let us know, hey, I requested an instructor account. Can you send them an email? And we will send that email. And then it usually takes about 24 hours. Sometimes they're quicker than that. Sometimes they're slower. But usually it's within about 24 hours of us sending an email to this email that your account is verified. And then you can get into your newly created account. Which step 3, I believe, is you putting in your information and what you want your password to be and everything. So that's how you request your account. Until you've requested your account, you can't really do anything else, unfortunately. But once you have your account, you can log in. And this is what the homepage looks like. So if you're teaching 1260 for the first time, or you want to start new, you would do add a new course. And then you can copy from a colleague's course. You don't have to actually go back and pull up the numbers from the instructor resources. So if you go to my group's courses, and if you find my name, which my name won't show up in here because I'm under my account, but if you find my name and you click on the, oh my gosh, I have a lot of them, I'm sorry. Math 1260 Master Course. That's the one you're looking for under my name. That is the course that you want to copy into your shell. Math 1260 Master Course. So you don't even need the course ID and the passcode. You can just copy it out of my course. And when you guys go in there, it would be under my group's courses. And then you hit continue. And then you can change the name to whatever you want to change it to. So for me, this is going to be my Math 1260 section 70 C/R for spring 24. You don't have to have an enrollment key. And then we're going to hit submit. And this is going to create the course in your MyOpenMath course. So we're going to go ahead and enter the course now. So here is all of the homeworks. Now this is one right here, module 6. This is one of those those sections that if you want to teach z-scores as part of unit 1, nope, that's a lie. Just kidding. I don't have it in here. There's an optional module for part 6 in the notes. Module 6 is something different, sorry. That I don't have a homework for. All of the z-score questions are in module 4 or module 11 part 3. So if you want to teach these scores earlier than module 11, which is the normal distribution, there isn't a homework for that, but I can show you how you can create one and copy those questions over. Sorry, my brain went somewhere else. I can't have caffeine right now, so everything is a little blurry. Okay, so you're in the course. And let's go ahead and get it into our D2L shell, and then I can go through how to change due dates, how to change all those other settings. So in the course that you want to put this into, and I went into the wrong one. Hang on one second. I want to put this into this course. Close that. All right, so you're going to go to your course admin, and then import and export. And then I forgot to do one thing in MyOpenMath. So I'm going to go back to MyOpenMath. And over on the left-hand side, I'm going to click on export. And we're going to export the entire course for D2L. And we're going to download the export cartridge. So I've got that downloaded. And now I'm going to come back to D2L. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to import components from a course package. I'm going to hit start. And I'm going to upload that course package that I just downloaded. So wherever I downloaded to, find it, upload it, and then I'm going to import. And this is going to take a couple of minutes, so I'm going to pause the recording and I'll restart it once it's completed. Okay, so it has been uploaded, so we're going to view our content. And now we can see in our course shell all of the homeworks. So unit 1, unit 2, and unit 3. Excuse me. Now this is the part that I'm going to slightly forget. Because this is the first time I've done this semester. I think we still have to come in this way. So we have to go to course admin again, and external learning tools. And we have to click on each item. Oh, no, maybe we don't have to do that anymore.
I think you don't know.
Sorry, I haven't done this yet this semester.
Yes. This is the
But-
part that is tricky for me. I think we do not need to do anything. If you open now, you're going to see immediately in the grade book that
Yeah, okay. So now this is a lot easier than it used to be. Let me tell you guys. Okay, here we go. So now you just click on a homework assignment and it's going to ask you to establish the connection between D2L and MyOpenMath. So you can create a copy of a course, which would just create another copy of the course that you've already copied, or use an existing course. So because we already copied the course from MyOpenMath, you want to use the existing course. If you already have a course that you've created and you don't want to create a copy manually, you just want to copy something you've already created in MyOpenMath and skip the MyOpenMath portion altogether, you can just create a copy of that course in D2L. So if I have, so that's what I could do because I already have the courses from last semester. I could just go into my my last semester's course, export it, put it in here. Or even just copy it over from last semester. And create a copy of last semester's shell.
If you create a copy, the hoster is not created, is not copied. The hoster for the previous one.
Correct. The roster is not copied over, just the contents of the course.
Just the content, okay.
Yep. So if I create a copy from last semester to this semester by copying over my course shell, and then create a copy of the MyOpenMath course, when I link them, it doesn't copy over the roster.
Okay.
Since I'm starting from scratch and I've already created a copy in MyOpenMath to show you guys how you, if you're starting from scratch, would need to copy over the master course to start with, because I don't have the homework in the master shell, because we weren't sure if we were going to go the MyOpenMath route or the web work route for a while. If you're starting from scratch, you want to say use an existing course, and you're going to use the one that you imported into D2L. I hope that makes sense. So if you're doing what I've been doing, you're going to say use an existing course and copy to the one that you just created. So I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to hit continue. Okay. Okay. It's just, it's thinking. Perfect. And now this homework has been created. And then if I click the arrow to the next one, it's connecting. And it should be created. It's just thinking really hard today. And there we go. And they should match up. Now, one thing you're going to want to do after, well, before or after, it really doesn't matter when you do this. I would do it after, but I would come into bulk edit, and you're going to want to change these to external resources. That way it'll open as a pop-up window for the students. The reason you want to do that is, one, it'll make the screens bigger for the students. But two, a couple of semesters ago, when I had them as internal resources for the students, or like embedded in the D2L window, some of my students, some of the drop-down boxes stopped working. And so they couldn't finish their homework. And when we asked David Littman, who runs MyOpenMath, why that might be, the only thing he could come up with was that we weren't opening them as external resources. And now that I have everything set as external resources, I've never had that issue. So even though it looks really nice to have it inside D2L, you want to click on the thing to open them as an external resource. So I do that when I'm done with everything. And I go through and make sure that everything matches up. And it creates all of the gradebook items so that my students can see how many homeworks they're going to have. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But right now, when they open, they're not in a gradebook category. By me clicking on them and going back in, I can then put them into the proper gradebook category once I've actually set up my gradebook. I haven't done that yet. Set up your gradebook before you do this. And then you can go in and edit each item and put it into the correct category. Any questions on the D2L integration? Okay. So then in MyOpenMath itself, right now, when you copy everything over, everything is set for due dates from a year ago. So if you want to do mass changes to the due dates over on the left-hand side, we have this wonderful category of mass change. So you can do mass changes for dates. And you can change all of your due dates all at once, which is really nice. So all of these due dates are Sundays at 11:59 p.m. because this was set up for my online class. So just change your due dates and hit save changes. And even though this is done in MyOpenMath, it translates over to D2L. But you have to do the changes in MyOpenMath, not in D2L for the due dates. If you change the due date in D2L, it will not translate to MyOpenMath. So these due dates will stay. A couple of other things. If I click on mass change assessments, I just have them all clicked right now. So change settings. Some of the particulars on MyOpenMath. So you can set it to give the students one question at a time, or all questions at a time. Video queued and live poll, I don't know what those are. I'll be honest with you. I only use one of these two. I would do one question at a time if you want to create a quiz in MyOpenMath. I do all questions at once for homework, so they can scroll back and forth. You can set a default points per problem. Right now, the points are set up for how many blanks they have to fill in. That's how many points the problem is worth. Submission type, it's set up as homework, so new versions of individual questions. Again, if you want to do a quiz, you can set it up like a quiz. Versions, I believe the default is it's set up with 3 versions per question, and they get 10 attempts on each question before it generates a new version. That's what I have it for in my class. I'm not sure if that's what I set it up for as the default from the for the master, but that's what it is for my class. But if you want to change that, this is where you would change it. Okay, so if you want more versions and less attempts on each question before a new version can be generated, that's where you do that. Showing their scores, viewing their work. This is in the MyOpenMath gradebook, not in the D2L gradebook, so I don't really ever have that shown. This one, I have it set to never because, or I should have it set to never, but I don't think it is set to never. If you set it to something else, they can view the answer to the question as soon as they enter an answer. And that's not what we want. Okay, so notice I changed this to never and the whole thing lit up red. If you change one setting in here, you have to change them all. So I have to come in and redo all of this. And then when I change the versions, if you want a penalty for each version and each try, You can set a penalty for trying a different version or taking more tries on each question. I don't do that because it's homework and it's practice, but you can do that.
I just get the course ID.
I don't think I changed anything in here. Except make hard to print. I don't make it hard to print. I make sure I do that. Oh, and all students, same version of questions, no. Okay, I guess I do put settings in here. I think those are the only two though. Oh, shuffle item order, no. I have built the homework order in a specific way. Late passes. Late passes are a weird way of saying, can they turn in their work late? Yes, they can. Unlimited late passes. Allow late passes after due date. Yes, that's how they turn their work in late. I give no time limit. If you want to set a time limit, like if you want to use a late pass, once you use that late pass, you have 24 hours to complete the work. That's up to you. I say, once you decide you're gonna do the work late, you're gonna do it late. If you want to make late passes contingent on other assignments, you can do that as well. But this is just, are you gonna allow them to do late work? And are you gonna set a time limit on how long they have to complete their work once they decide to do it late? Yes,
Question now.
Alana.
If you allow the unlimited late passes, so you never need to change the due date for the assignment.
Nope,
So if they ask for the extensions is already allowed.
correct.
Okay.
Yep. And then down here, there's the penalty for questions done while in their late pass. So if you want to say, you know, yeah, you can use the late pass, but it's after the due date, so you're gonna, you know, you can only earn 70% on that or whatever. I'm doing 70% credit for assignments done after the due date. So they're gonna get a 30% penalty. And it's only on the questions. It's not on the entire assignment as a whole, unless they didn't do the assignment at all. But if they got some of the homework done and then the due date passed and then they use the late pass to finish it, it's only on the questions that they didn't finish. Okay, you can also set a minimum score to receive credit. So if you tell your students you have to earn at least a 50% on your homework or it doesn't count, you can set that up. Which I think might be great. I might try that this semester, actually. That you have to earn a 50% on the homework in order to earn the credit on the homework. So those are all the major settings in the in the homework. Oh, one more thing, practice mode. If the students finish the homework, but they want to do more practice with the problems, you can set up practice mode. You just have to make sure that students know that if they haven't finished it and they want to do a late pass, they have to do late pass, not practice mode. If they click practice mode, you can't go back and open it as a late pass for them for credit. So the practice mode is a little tricky if students want to do late passes. But I think I keep this open for more practice for them. It just gives them regenerations of the problems. I've only had the late pass practice mode thing happen once. So So apply changes. So then the last thing is if you wanted to do the Z-score questions earlier, or you just want to change questions in general, or you wanted to create a quiz or something. So the last thing I'm going to show you guys is that. So I want to add an item. I want to add an assessment. This assessment name. So that section is module 4, part 6. This is Z-scores. This is all of the, when do you want it due? When do you want it available? Do you want practice mode set up? This should all match what we just set up previously. So this is where you would find the questions that you want to add. And this part's a little tricky, but since I already have questions, I can't see that. Sorry, hang on one second. I'm going to show you how you could just copy the ones. So if you come over here to module 11, part 3, and click on questions, each question has an ID. So the first, I guess there's only 3 that I have over in this one, but you can copy the ID and search. In all libraries. And then you can add the question. So that's if you want to move questions around. Otherwise, you can explore the libraries. You go to select libraries, they have a specific section under here for statistics and continuous functions, standard normal. And they have all kinds of questions in here that if you wanted to create a new quiz or you wanted to create a Z-score specific homework with more than just the 3 questions I have as part of module 11, part 3, you could do that. If you don't want to create a quiz in MyOpenMath, or you don't want to move when you teach Z-scores and you're fine with it being in module 11, part 3, then the homework that I've created works really well. I personally think Z-scores work better being in module 11, part 3, but I'm biased because I made the homework. So I think that's everything. Any last minute questions before I end the Zoom session?